Hi, I'm Albert. These are vlogs about nothing. And so I want to talk to you guys about money and what exactly it is, where it came from, and what we do with it today, and then the future of money. And so you may think that you already know, but maybe you don't. Money, as we currently know it to be, can be traced back to around 6,000 years ago with the barter system. And at that time, there may have been rudimentary sort of barter happening between merchants, between products, and then the introduction of a coin, which would then have no intrinsic value other than its worth, but also very valuable in that coins, especially back then, used to be produced with real precious metals. And so there was that. This was around 6,000 years ago, in case you didn't know, and if I didn't already say it. That's when the monetary exchange, from what we know, has been recorded in history. Around 1020 AD is when human beings started to use money in the form of paper currency. And so that was a huge step for people to use a currency that was on paper. However, many economies around the world evolved into what is a now modern day free market based system because of the gold standard. Now, the gold standard is an old school economic concept ended by the passage of a certain act in 1971 by President Richard Nixon that then discontinued the link between currency and gold. So prior to 1971, our currency in America was based on the value of gold rather than no intrinsic value and just our faith in that product, right? Which is what money now is. It is a product. It's a product that's bought and sold. It could be in the form of debt. It could be in the form of finance. It could be in any number of different ways, And so money has been very flexible. It's what we use to survive. It's how we pay our bills. It's how we purchase our food. However, it is important to note that money has zero intrinsic value and that it only is worth what we say it's worth because we think it's worth that. Now, that's some interesting stuff to think about, right? In terms of money is made up. It's a thought. It's an idea that we can use to help us in our everyday lives. And going into the future, we have alt currencies to look forward to in the form of their digital self. And so there's always been alternative currencies. These can be things that range from precious metals to agricultural product to farming product to, and that includes marijuana, tobacco, tea leaves, coffee beans. There are many different commodities, many different staples that can be traded for other items that are worth money. And this is, in fact, utilizing the concept of alternative currency. And as we now are in the 21st century, our new version of alternative currency, or alt currency, as we speak of them, are things like crypto. Cryptocurrency is a form of alt currency in its contemporary form. Cryptocurrency is an algorithm. It's a mathematical concept that allows for money to be traded at a fair and equitable rate as opposed to banks and or any other kind of precious metal standard would allow it to be. It is reliant upon formulas and anonymity, which is deregulatory, which is not in the best interests of banks, which is why in this country and or mostly around the world we have yet to see major banks adopt and or major markets adopt the usage of cryptocurrency in any sort of capacity. And that is not to say that it's not our future. Our future relies upon cryptocurrency. Our future, I would argue, is going to be that of a cashless nature. Now, that may scare us, and including people like myself, because I firmly believe in cash. I really do, which is a kind of money that I'm convinced won't be around at the end of my lifetime, which again is both good and bad. I'd say it's more bad than good, but we all have our opinions and our thoughts on the subject. So anytime you think of money, just know that it has its history, it has its current usage, and it also has a future. And Avi, it's a really, really big important part of our everyday life. However, it has no intrinsic value. So wrap your head around that. While we may think that it is worth everything and anything at any point in our lives, it is inherently worth nothing. And in fact, just being a good and nice person is probably more it's probably more of value than any sort of dollar amount or stack of play money's gonna get you, right? So yeah, there's also that to consider.